Good morning, one and all. I am Dr. Harita. My topic is on effect of cyclopentolate on ocular biometric parameters. There are no financial interest to disclose in this study. Coming to introduction, accurate measurement of axial length, anterior chamber depth, and corneal curvature are essential for calculating the intraocular lens power according to different formulas. Assessing the anterior chamber depth is important to determine whether there is enough room for posterior chamber IOLs, as shallow anterior chamber depth or narrow angle may increase the risk of iris pigment chafing, and overestimation of anterior chamber depth can result in corneal endothelial cell damage. Cyclopentolate, it is a synthetic antimuscarinic cycloplegic agent which is available in 0.5% and 1% solutions, widely acceptable drug of choice for patients of all the ages, and it provides an excellent short-term cycloplegia. Coming to aim of the study, main aim of the study is to assess changes in ocular biometric parameters before and after dilatation using cyclopentolate 1%. Main objective of the study is to compare the effect of cyclopentolate 1% on anterior chamber depth, lens thickness, axial length before and after dilatation. Coming to materials and methods, this is a prospective observational study done for a duration of 3 months using convenience sampling. I have taken 25 patients with cataract. I've taken informed consent and institutional research committee approval. Coming to inclusion criteria, patients with age group 45 to 75 years were considered who are having clear central cornea, cataract graded as per LOC 3 grading, and with no other ocular and systemic diseases. Coming to exclusion criteria, I've excluded patients with any history of previous refractive corneal surgeries, corneal ectasia excluded by keratometry and anterior segment OCT. Any coexisting corneal pathology were excluded. Coming to methodology, a detailed anterior segment evaluation was done using slit lamp biomicroscopy. All the ocular biometric parameters, anterior chamber depth, lens thickness, and axial length were measured using A scan by using immersion technique in supine position, and the parameters were assessed pre-dilatation using followed by patient were dilated using cyclopent 1%, 1 drop every 10 minutes for 3 applications, and 30 minutes post dilatation after pupil of 7 to 8 mm, the parameters were reassessed. Coming to statistical analysis, mean and standard deviation of the ocular biometric components were calculated before and after dilatation, and paired t-test were used for comparing the effect of cyclopentolate before and after dilatation, and the data was analyzed using Microsoft Excel datasheet. P-value less than 0.05 was considered statistically significant. Coming to results, there was no statistically significant difference in the axial length pre and post dilatation, but there was statistically significant difference in the lens thickness and anterior chamber depth post dilatation. Coming to discussion, the results of this study showed statistically significant difference in the lens thickness and anterior chamber depth. Ocular accommodation increases the lens thickness and moves the lens forward, while temporary paralysis of the ciliary muscle, it leads to an increase in the anterior chamber depth by reducing the lens curvature and backward displacement of its geometric center. So anterior chamber depth is an important factor in IOL power calculation. Its imprecise measurement can lead to undesirable refractive errors after cataract surgery. Similar studies, Tao et al. Study has showed significant changes in the axial length and anterior chamber depth post-cycloplegia according to age. The axial length changes were seen in early age of 1 to 7 years. Momente et al. Study has showed post-cycloplegia there is a deeper anterior chamber depth and thinner lens thickness. Coming to limitations of my study, I have taken a small sample size and I have used only single drug to assess the changes. Coming to conclusion, cycloplegia can significantly affect the ocular biometric parameters, that is, it leads to deeper anterior chamber depth and thinner lens thickness. So these changes in the ocular biometric parameters should be considered in calculating the IOL power to prevent refractive errors following cataract surgery. These are my references. Thank you.